All right. Hello and welcome everyone to season 2, episode 2 of Conversations with Cerny and McCurdy. We're your hosts.
I'm Ryan McCurdy.
And I'm Chris Cerny. We're with our guest, Nick Textores. This episode is the second episode, obviously, of season 2, guys. And our first interview of the season. Yeah, which is pretty cool. Let's welcome our guest for this week, Nick. And if you want to introduce yourself, you can.
What's up, everybody? My name's Nick. I am currently living in New Jersey. I'm a professional photographer, and I actually met Chris at school. So that's kind of how this connection kind of came to be.
Yeah, all TCNJ grads right here.
I also met Chris through school.
You did too? Wait, you did too?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We were roommates.
We were roommates. So.
No way. Okay. Look at that.
Yeah, roommates, junior, senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Junior and senior year. So, yeah, right around the time I met you, Nick.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good timing.
All right, we have obviously some topics for the interview.
Yeah.
Ryan, if you want to start.
Yeah. So first, it's just a bit about your background. So we have 3 questions of before, at, and after TCNJ.
Oh boy.
So what it was like.
Yeah.
Would you like to get a little brief overview of that period?
Of just life in general?
Yeah.
I guess we can start with how was your life before you went to TCNJ?
Let's see. So, growing up, I was never a fan of school. I remember waking up every day and telling my mom, "Hey, there's a bear at school, so I don't think I could go to school today." I would always just come up with the most BS excuse to not go to school because I really didn't like going. So went through elementary school, middle school, high school, all that stuff. Before I went to TCNJ, I actually went to community college beforehand just because, didn't really know what to do. Was a little bit kind of lost in that regard. So that way, school was cheaper, more affordable, and I was also able to work. So I kind of was able to really kind of fill the day and really kind of figure everything out there beforehand. And then TCNJ was kind of just that next step.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess then, I knew you junior and senior year kind of from junior year, the end of junior year to all of senior year. But yeah, what was your experience when you got to TCNJ? I guess the beginning of junior year?
Yeah, so, they always have those stories about the difficulties for a transfer coming on to school just because it's not like you're growing up with the people that you kind of meet at the start. So it was definitely a little bit more difficult to make friends and stuff like that. So, but TCNJ for me was kind of one of those things where I already kind of had my career kind of lined up even before then. So, again, it kind of relates back to just not liking school that much and just kind of doing it because, you wanted that degree just because you wanted that kind of backup plan in case all else fails. But I would say, because I don't want to speak for everybody else, but for me, TCNJ was kind of just like that holding place until I could kind of graduate and kind of, do what I needed to do afterwards.
Yeah, I went back to TCNJ for another 2 years. So
you really loved it. You really loved it then.
No, I just really wanted the MBA.
Gotcha.
I really wanted that. I really did. That post-grad degree, but that's just because marketing business.
Yeah,
you need that.
That makes sense though, because ever since I started, ever since we were friends and stuff like that, I always knew you were a really smart kid. So that makes sense to me that you would do that.
Thank you.
You staying for extra.
Staying for extra school. Yeah, what have you been? I guess we can stay on the at TCNJ part, and we can go into Nick, how we met. obviously I know the story, but
Yeah, I want
if
to hear from your perspective, though. I want to hear from your perspective.
you want to hear from my perspective of how we met? So I guess really we met through the Not Your Stereotype exhibit that Nick did. Nick was very lucky enough to be a photographer for this exhibit that was going on at TCNJ our junior year. Through one of our mutual friends, Gabby Song, she started with Doctor Who, one of the professors, the AAPI advocacy group, and Nick was an integral part of that first group that was there, and he was the photographer for an exhibit that we had at the IMM building.
Yeah.
And
major.
Yeah, his major.
So I was very familiar.
All related.
Yeah, I know. All intertwined.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I was able to I was always in that building, so I was able to check it out. I think multiple times. And Chris, I was always hearing about from Chris.
Yes. And Gabby basically started this whole advocacy group just out of the if everybody remembers the 2021 Atlanta spa shootings. I remember that pretty vividly, and the hatred during COVID of Asian people, and that led first to the TED Talks that we had. What were they called? I was a part of it too, and I forgot what they were called. But we basically had a TED Talk, and it was, I want to say it was mostly seniors that first year, my sophomore year. It was mostly seniors of Asian descent speaking about it. Mm-hmm. My big in the Asian American Association, AAA, was one of the speakers, so I was able to go and ask questions, and that's how I met Doctor Who in the first place. She actually private messaged me on Zoom, say, hey, you should take this class. I couldn't fit it into my junior year schedule, but I was really just involved, and when it was my turn to be a part of the Not Your Stereotype exhibit, I had to go see Nick and get my picture taken, and we wrote a bunch of different words of what people thought of us originally and what we think we are. So it was really cool. I mean, Nick had an amazing set in the first floor of his townhouse at TCNJ.
Oh
yeah, he lived right near Lily and all of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun, and then I mean, we had class together senior year,
mm-hmm.
and it's always just been a really good friendship. And then most recently, Nick did some professional photography for my girlfriend and I, for
right.
Hannah and I.
That was fun.
Our first set, which, I mean, I still have, Nick, I still use them as my desktop
That's awesome.
wallpaper.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can finally see it right now.
Yeah, this was the second one. This is the first one. That was Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
I have them up still, and I mean that's my perspective. What was your perspective?
Yeah, so interestingly enough, the way that whole thing came to be was, I love Doctor Who. She always pushed me out of my comfort zone in terms of doing things that I never would have expected to even really think about. So she was my advisor. So kind of that was one of the things that she brought up to me, was to be a part of the that advocacy group. So it felt like something that, because growing up, I didn't really have the same experience maybe as some of the other kids did, where I didn't really have to go through a whole lot of racism or issues with me being my race. Maybe that was because maybe I was adopted, and people kind of already knew that like I was different, but they didn't really mention it to me too much. But
Yeah.
it gave me a whole kind of different perspective on just learning how how powerful words can be. Certainly meeting Chris and everybody else and kind of hearing about their stories, hearing about how just kind of how their personalities really just differed from, I guess, what they've heard. And some of the stuff I've seen was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely. I mean, even looking at the pictures, yeah, some of those words were insane.
Yeah, and so you just wouldn't think that like those things could happen, but at the same time, it's like that's just how kind of the world works in today.
Yeah, I feel like you, me, and Rachel were all like kind of in that same group of we didn't really experience it as much. Like I experienced it to a degree, but it was a complete opposite degree of what everybody else was experiencing. Where my racism was more from other Asian kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Nick and I definitely bonded over the fact that we're both adopted, and it was definitely cool to experience someone else and who was adopted. And I know also it helped having someone else like Lily as well, Lily Drennan as well, to talk about it with. The three of us really like bonded over that.
Yeah, it was cool. And it just because maybe you and me didn't go through the same things as other people did, it kind of gives you that opportunity to kind of open your eyes to what other people have gone through. So it definitely was a very powerful thing. And that whole project was crazy too, because I remember, taking the pictures, editing them, buying the frames, and then I was thinking to myself, so if you remember on each of the photos, there's like around each photo, there was like a black border around each photo. So there was like a space between the outer frame and like the border of the photo. So I had this brilliant idea of like, oh man, like I really want something to kind of separate the photo from the white paper and to maybe make it stick a little bit better in place. So I remember being in that studio space till like maybe 2 a.m. and I was duct taping the outside of each photo.
Wow.
And somehow it turned out to be pretty okay, but I just remember like, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, even being a part of it the next year, the advocacy group, like what we did was, I mean, I remember thinking the same thing after being done with that, being done with the mural wall that I did with Brian, and then the film as well that we were trying to pick out and everything. Like, yeah, it was
a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, trying to find, celebrities that you didn't know were AAPI is insane. I mean, I had the obvious, some obvious ones like, Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody knows Jeremy Lin, Taiwanese American. Like, we all know his story because of Linsanity. But also some people were like, you would think that most people would know this. Like Steve Aoki is Japanese. Like most people should know that. But, a lot of people don't.
I guess Steve really like confuses them.
Yeah, the Steve really confuses them. But yeah, I mean, it is a lot. And I want to thank you again for 3-4 years out from it. Like really, it really helped me showcase my voice. And, I wouldn't have been able to do it without obviously your help, because you were the one taking the pictures and having us take pictures and write the words on the wall, and making sure we weren't really overthinking it, just kind of coming whatever comes to your head.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you helping out with that as well. I think it was a really good opportunity, kind of just meet new people too. So
yeah, definitely, it was really cool. And my girlfriend now makes fun of me because of the picture that I have in front of in front of your picture, because I look so young.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, no, this, like, I'm the same age. Like, I was 21 at that time.
Yeah, it's like a couple of years.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. But yeah, I mean, definitely that was really cool. The whole Not Your Stereotype exhibit. I feel like, yeah, it gave people like us a voice. And yeah, I mean, Doctor Who always pushing all of us.
Always was. I remember there's so many instances where I was like, oh, like all these different classes that she wanted me to take, and I was like, oh, no, thank you. But you know what? I give her a lot of credit, because I feel like it really kind of it pushed me to kind of be like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, her class pushed us a lot. I remember that senior year. We were all like, really?
Yeah. She's great though. She's great.
She is. She's an amazing person.
It feels like a good sign of a teacher is if they, or professors, if you can be like, that was a lot, but also still be like, they're good. Like,
yeah, definitely.
To have that being pushed yet not looking back on it being like, oh my god, why couldn't they just chill out or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I guess now we can go into kind of, your life after TCNJ. I know you're doing your professional photography thing. So if you want to elaborate on that, I know your Instagram is still popping off.
I mean, if that's what you want to define that as. So basically I'm a corporate and sports photographer. So mainly what my Instagram is basically just showing my sports photography. I do sports photography for a lot of different universities. And then I also do a lot of photography for corporate companies as well, but I don't really advertise that as much, just because I'm not trying to advertise myself as that. But so yeah, I've been doing that for, I want to say, basically like 5 years now. So
wow,
even like during school, like this is kind of what I've always figured I wanted to do. And honestly, photography in general was not something that I ever pictured myself doing. It was kind of a very spur of the moment. I've never really invested in myself up until I was, in that community college, and then just bought a $3,000 camera one day, and then just took it from there. I was like, okay, now I gotta do something with it. So that's honestly how it started.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have a $3,000 camera.
I mean, I have not even $1,000 camera.
Yeah, but then with the lens, it's probably about that.
It had a kit lens.
What?
I got a kit.
What was that, 800 then?
Yeah,
like
800.
Like 800, yeah, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it was also on sale at Best Buy. So
okay, even better.
Yeah. So it's perfect. It was honestly the only reason it's even close to 1,000 is because I decided to get the insurance.
That's fair.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I remember you. It was like you and Jimmy Alanya were the two like sports photographers I knew. Jimmy is insane. because he was doing like all sports, and then also on top of that going to like NASCAR races and doing those too. And I'm like, dude, I was like, dude, like what? But that's actually how I knew him. I actually knew him before I actually knew him.
Yeah, I never met him actually. The whole time I've never met him. Like people would always like bring up his name, but I never met him.
Yeah, he was. If you were at football games, he was always on the sidelines, like running up and down with the camera. He was doing all the photography for football. I think he was at basketball games too. He was at a lot of different of TCNJ sports.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, and then he also did like the portraits and stuff. He did. I know. What? I think it was our senior year. He did the portraits for cheer. He did the cheer portraits for them. Because I remember Hannah telling me, obviously, because she was the cheerleader.
Yeah. Yeah, of course that. I think that probably would have made sense how you knew.
Well, I knew Jimmy before that because we had class together, and then also we had 2 classes together. We had one during COVID, and then we had one during during senior or junior year, one of the 2. It was my marketing class, my advertising class. But I remember him messaging me on Zoom because he saw my Zoom profile pictures, that picture from Daytona.
Oh yeah.
So he was like, "Is that Daytona International Speedway?"
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How?" And he told me that like he was into NASCAR and everything. And I remember watching his like YouTube channel when I was a kid, because he had a YouTube channel where he'd do all these like NASCAR stuff. And it was just like, it was such a small world. It was like, it was such a like, that's a small world moment.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. So I know you said, Nick, that you didn't really want to promote as much about your corporate work. Is that like just because it's something you do more of because it pays, and like, but you're more interested in like the sports photography?
Definitely more interested in the sports photography, but a lot of the corporate stuff I'm actually not allowed to share just because it's like a lot of internal pictures that I take, so I don't even really get an opportunity to share that much with that. But definitely, as I look towards the future, I definitely want to do sports photography more full time. Because right now it's kind of like split 50-50. Which is great. You know, the real big benefit to that is that I'm never doing the same thing twice. It's always something different. The environment, the challenges are always different. So I'm always thinking about different things. So that's what I love about it. But if I had to like, you know, pick one that I really wanted to do, then it would be sports photography for sure.
Yeah, understandable.
Would you be interested in doing other kinds of photography, or is it like...
So
is it just that available?
Like, you know, I could do wildlife if I really wanted to, but like the thing with that is like, I'm not someone who takes photos for liking the actual action of taking photos. Does that make sense? I do it more so because one thing that it really helped me to do was to kind of learn how to hold a conversation with people. Because before all that stuff, I was really bad at talking to people. Like, if you talked to me before starting all that, you know, I don't think I would have even been able to do something like this and even hold a conversation. It was just something that was really difficult for me. So it was just something where you're forced to talk to all these different professionals and act in a certain way. So I enjoy the networking side of it and interacting with people more so than the actual photo taking. So if I'm doing something like astrophotography or I'm doing something like wildlife, I'm sitting there like, what am I doing? So like,
there's no one to engage with.
Exactly. Like even if I was with a bunch of friends and we like took a picture of like a bird or something, Yeah. Like, I'd rather just,
It's just a bird.
like, what are we doing? Let's just go, like, get lunch or something like that. So,
Yeah, definitely. I can say even from like when Nick was doing pictures with Hannah and I, it was, if you look at the pictures where we're laughing, we're genuinely laughing because of what Nick is saying to us.
yeah, because it's fun.
Nice.
It's fun, it's an experience. And
We'd be like walking or something and be like, pretend like you like each other. Pretend like you love each other.
So yeah, it's definitely like more like the human subject sort of.
Yeah,
this will bring something.
It brings a different energy to the photo shoot because you never know what you're gonna get, and it's just fun. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I had so much fun in the 2 shoots that I did with you, Nick. Like it is fun to be there and have that conversation with people, and like having a conversation with your photographer is a lot more fun than just having someone take your picture.
For sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost like a hairstylist.
Yeah.
If you're doing it in silence, something about that is just off.
Yeah. I mean, even like I'm doing physical therapy right now. It's like if I talk with my physical therapist and everything, it's like so much more fun than just sitting there doing my exercises in silence.
For sure.
Because you got a person with you.
Yeah, 100%. I guess I'm trying to look at what our questions are. Which one do you think we should ask next?
Oh,
we
boy.
have so many questions.
Let's go for like how is like the work in the industry like?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like what's your biggest hurdle? Although I guess one other thing is it's probably better that you prefer human subject because that's probably easier to get like paid. Like
sure.
Who's gonna pay you to take a picture of an animal? I guess like the zoo maybe.
That's probably like like a National Geographic type of thing, where like an agency will reach out for like a magazine. I would presume, or a lot of people just sell their prints online. That's a very big market of people selling their photos online or sending prints to people.
That is because there's a lot of like on the internet, almost every photo now will have like someone owns it.
Yeah.
Usually, then you need to get the rights to it if you want to use it anywhere.
Yeah. So there's always a lot of different intricacies with that kind of stuff. In terms of the industry, though, I mean, I'd say especially since COVID, the industry is so saturated. Technology has advanced so much to the point where it's really easy to become a photographer. I mean, I'm like people are like, oh, you take such great photos, but I mean, anyone can do it. I mean, if you have a little bit of money and you go out there and you spend, $4,000 on a decent camera setup. Yeah, even the iPhones nowadays. I mean, you're talking about having ProRes and all these different video codecs that actual cinema cameras have and stuff like that. The barrier to entry is so low now that anyone can kind of do it. So that's definitely one of the challenges. Is someone coming up to me and say, you know what, I could just do it on my phone. That's really easy. Because it's like people are so caught up in, oh, I need to capture this moment, and then they move on to the next, and they move on to the next, they move on to the next, right? So if a bunch of things are happening sequentially, it's so much easier to just take a photo with your phone, post it online instantly, and then move on to the next thing, as opposed to, hey, here's a photographer. Oh, now I got to go edit this photo, upload this photo to my computer, edit the photo, export it, and then send it to you. Obviously, it seems a lot more complicated than it actually is, but there's a lot of steps where time is everything. So time will always be one of the hurdles to photography.
Understandable. I mean, I guess I have to ask, as someone who's watched a lot of photographers and YouTubers and everything, have you ever stooped to the level of the basic entry level of photography of weddings.
Weddings. I've done a couple weddings, like smaller weddings, but
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, man. I mean, like, if you miss a moment, you're screwed. I mean, there goes.
Yeah, you're toast.
Like,
you're toast.
Imagine you're, they're about to do the kiss, and then your camera doesn't autofocus correctly or something. You can't just be like, hey guys, can you do that again? Like, you're not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
I see. That is nerve wracking.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not to mention,
everyone's going to be really like picky about. This is my wedding. Like you already get people who are already crazy about that in general, and so it's like they want to have everything like perfectly saved forever.
Every detail matters, and it's a lot of concentration and just it's a lot of headaches, and the days are long. So
I'm going to a wedding in a couple weeks, so it's.
Yeah, so I'd just rather not. I give a lot of credit to the people that can do that, because it's a very challenging thing to kind of do.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at a wedding. I'm not in the wedding. It's Hannah's sister.
Oh, okay.
She's getting married. In a couple of weeks, but we're gonna have to be doing like fake goodbyes because they only have the photographer till a certain time. So we're gonna have to do like the fake walkout and everything.
Man,
that's kind of strange.
Yeah, but I mean, if the photographer only has a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of good that they're not stuck there the whole day.
Yeah, I mean.
Because I remember once there was a story about someone I read where it was like they refused to give this like photographer food, so he deleted everything and walked off.
Damn,
because he was like there the whole day and was like, no, you can't eat anything, and so
that's
was like,
crazy that you wouldn't offer your photographer food.
Yeah, and it was like crazy. He was there the whole day, so he was like, you know what, this isn't worth it, and then he left. Didn't and took the photos with him.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't know what happened.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, actually. I guess.
I think it's justified, though.
Yeah, no, it's definitely justified. I would agree with that. I guess the next question. I guess, do we want to do it? Yeah.
Talked about it earlier.
Yeah, that is true. Well, since we talked about it earlier, we talked about adoption. I know we've talked about it, Nick, like the challenges of being adopted and everything with Doctor Who's class. We talked about the communication and everything. But what do you think? Your personal beliefs of like what you think have been the biggest challenges.
I wouldn't. So I've met a ton of people that have had like really bad stories when it comes to adoption. Yeah. I know someone, I won't say their name, where they tried so hard to kind of get back in contact with their birth family, and they just completely like shut them down. Like, so that was like that was pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah,
but
that is.
In terms of like my own personal experience, like the only like I wouldn't, like in the grand scheme of things, like I would say I'm probably one of the more lucky ones, because like growing up, I never thought of myself really different than anybody else. Like I didn't, I never was like, oh, I'm different from my parents because my parents are white. So therefore I must, acknowledge that I am not white, so it was never something where that, or really, I was never told by many other people. Like maybe once or twice, like, oh, like you're different than your parents or whatever. But it was never like but it wasn't never like someone was like rude, directly trying to insult me.
It was just kind of like they pointed it out,
Yeah,
type of thing.
The only funny thing is that, you know, anytime I would go out to lunch with my sister, people would always assume that was my girlfriend. I'm like, no, that's my sister. So
That's hilarious.
that's the only thing.
That's hilarious, actually. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like in my house, obviously, my parents were always really open about the fact that I was adopted, and I never had to question it. I don't think I questioned it really until I guess I got into middle school, and even then I didn't really know. My parents like always tell me like, how didn't you know that it was bullying, blah blah blah, because I didn't see it as bullying. I saw it as just people being annoying, of like, you're not a real Asian, blah blah blah, all that from other Asian kids. Like, I'd learned to like just ignore it at that point. But yeah, I mean, once I got into high school, I mean, my freshman year, I had at my high school, we had a presentation on bullying, and then it clicked in my head that I was bullied. Until then, I had no clue. I just thought it was like banter, like it was just, you know, kids being kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, after, like, even at CBA, like the high school I went to, I was in my grade, I was one of 4 Asian kids, but I never felt different. I never felt different. Like, I always felt included in everything, and it was a lot of fun. And especially at TCNJ as well. Like, obviously, we know the Asian population at TCNJ is pretty big.
Yeah.
All 3 of us know that. Like, we've all been to different events from all the different Asian associations.
And they're usually a big deal events too.
Yeah, they're big events like Chuseok, and all of that.
Night market.
The trying to think what else. There are a lot. But
they had some kind of, didn't they have like a food event or something? Like that?
Yes. Crap, I forgot what it was called. But yeah, we like there are all these events, and you know, I never felt excluded, like or different. Like, yeah, I've discovered a little bit more about, like, okay, yeah, like, I'm Asian American, and I should be proud that I'm Asian American.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like we kind of had similar childhoods, Nick. Like, we didn't really, like, you know, I didn't really have kids of different colors, like, overtly being racist or anything. It was just kind of like those subtle digs from other Asian kids, which is like so different.
It's strange, and you know, like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like because of the way I was raised, like, I never was good at making friends with Asian people. Like, it sounds crazy, but for some reason, maybe I'm just too weird, and that's fair enough. I'm weird as they come, but like I was never good at making friends with Asian people, and I don't know if it's just because I'm just not like them enough or something. I don't know, but that's just that was always one observation that was just really strange to me. But I was
honestly, I made honestly, like, kind of similar. Like, it was hard, but like, almost all of my Asian friends that I have now, even that I've noticed, are all adopted.
It's crazy how that works. It's crazy how that works.
It's like a sub community.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, Cool.
It's just like we're Asian, but we're kind of not.
Yeah, we're kind of not Asian. We're like, but yeah, I mean, definitely, it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be the way we were raised. It could have been,
Because I know for you, like your parents being Greek and Austrian, that was like a big factor. Like you're also similarly proud of being Greek.
Yes,
It's something that anyone I feel like who knows you will pick that up.
yeah, that is true. Very, very true. And anybody who knows me knows that I went to Greece.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that it's probably just in the way we were raised. But
It's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. It's great. I guess we can do real quick.
Do you have any advice for younger viewers, or if you could talk to your younger self, what would you say? That's usually how we one of the last questions.
Yeah, it's how we end every episode. But it's always such a fun question to ask. I love asking that question.
Advice to my younger self?
Yeah.
Well, I would just tell my younger self that, and maybe other people too, that what you think or want to do in life, or things that you might be interested in, are going to change.
Yeah.
I definitely, growing up, was thinking maybe I'd go into business or marketing or
Hi, marketing.
Yeah, maybe I was trying to be like Chris one day, but you just never know what kinds of things kind of get exposed to you. So there might be something where I would just say be open-minded. If you're open-minded, then you have a much bigger opportunity to kind of just run into things that you might have never expected to enjoy, or maybe something you never expected to be successful for yourself. So be open-minded and understand that what you're doing now is not always going to be what you're going to be doing in the next 5-10 years or so, like that. So just the world changes fast.
Awesome. That's great advice, actually. That is.
I'm thinking of that myself.
Yeah. I think, real quick, we're going to do one quick thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, do you want to do this as part of a different...
We're going to do a quick ad.
Yeah.
So we did get some, we got our first sponsor, first brand deal. Thank you so much to our friends at Keychron for sending Ryan over here a keyboard. I think it's the K2HE.
Let me see that. Let me see it.
Yeah,
it's a really nice keyboard.
Nice.
Ryan can talk more on it.
It even has a set of various. Yeah, it's got like different settings. Like, let me see. Yeah, like it can be like.
Wow. Whoa.
So what's cool is that this one came in 2 colors. I got the white because I like the sort of cleaner look of it.
Yeah, it's definitely clean.
Even though I realize it does clash with every single thing in my my room, because my desk is black, my keyboard is black.
Oh no.
My bed is black, and then you got like a white keyboard, but
it stands out. It stands out as it should.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
So,
yeah, it's got different settings. It can work with both Mac and Windows,
which is awesome.
Yeah, it came with like alternate keycaps you can switch out.
Oh yeah, well, so did mine.
Yeah, this is Chris. He has been a fan of this company for a bit.
Yeah. One sec. Let me grab mine.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a Keychron keyboard.
Look at that. That's cool.
Well, he paid for that one himself.
Yes, I paid for this myself. This is not a part of the brand deal. This was me buying this myself with my own money. So all my opinions are not paid for.
Mine are, but I would like this anyway because
they are genuine opinions.
So I do know that Chris, he takes his keyboard seriously.
Yes.
He's always showing me
Yes.
cool keyboards.
Yes,
And
I
so
do.
the fact that this is where he goes,
Yeah.
it's already a good sign. I was like, ooh, free keyboard, cool. And I was like, oh, wait,
Yeah.
this is one Chris has. Awesome.
Yeah. So
Even
was
too, you can brighten or dim or even speed up or slow down the lighting effect.
that's cool. That's actually really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like,
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So thank you again to our friends at KeyCrown for sponsoring. But I believe that's all we have. Anything else?
I think that would be it. Yeah.
Do you want me to close out?
Oh yeah, you did the opener, so
I'll do.
might as well close.
Oh boy, here
I
we go again.
might as well close it out. All right. So, thank you, Nick, for coming on and talking with us. Thank you all for listening or watching the video. Comment, like, subscribe, do all the things YouTubers tell you to do. As always, our social media links will be in the show notes below. Goodbye. This podcast was a production of McCurdy Studios. Our intro-outro music is from pixabay.com. Thank you, guys. Peace out. We will see you in a month.
Yes, for the episode 3
of season 2.
That's the one with Hannah, right?
Yes, that is the one with Hannah. So, well, preview. All right. Peace out, guys.